What is going on, y'all? It is yours truly, Ryo Sakurai here, and we are back for another episode review of Kamen Rider Geo, episode 7 through 8. So, of course, we start off this episode right off the bat with if I'm pronouncing him right, he traveled back in time to 2012, around the time of Christmas, and this is the realm, this is the timeline of Kamen Rider Wizard, and he meets up with this magician called Hyacinth, who's basically trying to save this theater that's going out of business. It's like it's getting ready to get shut down, and he doesn't want it to be gone just yet, because he's trying to uphold to the fact that there was so much good things about the theater, and he wanted to also tell his business partner, this woman, how he felt. But we don't really find out about how and the reason why until later on in episode 8. But comes to him the minute she goes out the theater, and he tries to follow her. Makes a deal with him to see if you become another rider, then the theater will be saved. It's basically just lying to him. So he gives him the power of another rider, and of course it's Wizard. And then we travel back to the time of Zio, and Gaze, of course, is being cold as hell as usual. He's telling him that, hey, we're not friends, we're not even partners. You're a target, so don't stop trying to be all happy-go-lucky and friendly to him, because he's not there for that. Tokiwa just brushed it right off. He's not worried about anything that Gates says, and he shouldn't, because Gates was just being an asshole at this point. I think in these two episodes, Gates was just trying to be the biggest asshole he probably could. He could obviously be, because he goes around thinking that his method is the right way to go, when half the time it's not even the case, and he's going just a little bit too far with it. And then he doesn't trust anybody. The only person he could semi-trust is Tsuyomi, but half the time, like, he doesn't even listen to what she says. Sometimes, I'm not gonna say it's all the time, but yeah. So they go into this magic place, because Tokiwa's uncle mentioned the magician's name, right? Of course, Woes is there. Woes appears all the doggone time. Like, and like in these two episodes, Woes is just that dude. I'm sorry, he really is. He is all over the place. He knows mostly everything, and he's keeping some type of secret behind Tokiwa and everybody else. He knows more than anybody else of what's going on. So yeah, Gates talks about a Kamen Rider named Wizard that was frozen in stone around his timeline, and of course something goes wrong, and another rider appears. So Gates and Tokiwa go and get into action and whatnot. But Gates, he is being very aggressive with this another rider, even though he hasn't done anything wrong yet. He hasn't attacked people and whatnot. So it wasn't much of a surprise when Zio tried to stop him, and at least just have him calm down just a little bit. Like, I'm not saying that like it was bad for him to just immediately go on to attack, because it's another rider, but at the same time, you gotta find out what's going on. But Gates doesn't care about that. He doesn't care about anybody's issues or whatnot. He just wants to destroy the another riders and him at the same doggone time. He doesn't care about anybody else. And he makes it clear that he doesn't want to be Tokiwa's friend or partner. He says that he's willing to be as aggressive as he has to be in order to destroy all the another riders along with him. And he doesn't care how he does it. And then once Gate storms off and he goes up the top of this roof, I don't know why, Swartz appears and decides that it's nice to meet you, but I can't let you prolong from this point on. So he stops time. Well, he stopped time first, and then he semi pushes him off the doggone roof of the building and then have him fall. But Woz catches him in the nick of time. Don't know how Woz got there. Like transport. I think Woz can just transport and then float. Because then we see while Woz is trying to pull him onto the fire escape that he was on, Woz basically reveals that he can just float in midair and not even worry about Gates. Gates couldn't even touch him. And then we see hear the dialogues of them going back and forth saying that I don't recall me losing to you. And I'm just like, what? Both of y'all fought? When? I want to see that. I want to see that more than anybody. But of course, Gates lets him know that he's crazy if he's gonna side with Tokiwa. And Woz just has hands up in the air at that point. Because he was trying to help him understand that this is the best thing that can happen, in this case scenario. Because you don't want to be working by yourself, idiot. But yes, Woz, I love Woz. I think in these two episodes, I like Woz more than I do Gates. Gaze. And that's saying something. Because Gaze is supposed to be the secondary Kamen Rider. But it's rumored that Woz is going to get his own rider belt. He's gonna get his own driver. So I'm not even gonna be spitballing it. I'm probably gonna get his driver belt. I'm most likely, cause he's awesome. I like Woz more. I like Woz a lot more. But anyway, we go back to the magician Hyacinth, and he goes back to his apartment and whatnot, only to be discovered by freaking Aura. Aura is just chilling in the cut. In the freaking corner and just wait for him to turn around. I'm just like, yo, do y'all just love popping up out of nowhere and whatnot? All nonchalant, all like creep like and whatnot. And then she goes on to say this creepy shit that we're gonna make you king. We're gonna make you king. But in order for that to happen, the wound has to be deeper. And Hyacinth drops his glass, and I'm just looking at Aura's like, what the fuck do you mean? The wound has to be deeper. What are you saying right now? So he has to hurt more in order for him to become king, the king that you want to be, that y'all want him to be, these another riders to be. Is that what y'all saying? Like, Lord Jesus. And then Hyacinth goes outside in a panic. And he meets up with his friend, who is telling him that the theater is going out of business and that he's gonna be marrying his crush, Hyacinth's crush, which obviously sets him off the deep end. And he transforms into another rider and basically fucks the shit. He basically fucks him up. He basically just starts messing him up all around. Gates finds him. He transforms, and they start to fight. And then all of a sudden, at the end of this, Kamen Rider Beast shows up. I'm like, yes. He was my favorite rider in Kamen Rider Wizard. I love Kamen Rider Beast. Oh my god. But yeah, after that, Woz tells Tokiwa and Tatsumi that Siomi that Gaze is in action with the another rider wizard. And just as soon as Gaze goes in for another pounding, he goes in to beat him up some more to make him talk. Tokiwa stops him, and then they get into the spat of saying that you're gonna stop me. Well, maybe we should fight. And Tokiwa is just being as calm and as collective as usual, telling him that, hey, this is fine, but can you just turn it down a notch? Can you just bring it down? There's no need to be acting like an asshole. But Gase ain't listening. He's not listening at all. And they about to go in the stands to fight. Tatsumi finally comes in and stops them. And Gase basically says that, you know what you said about, you'll never stop to, until I'm your friend. Well, I'm not gonna stop until all these people are destroyed acting like this. So you still want to be my friend now? And I'm just like, okay, so you just want to be a dick. Fine, ain't nobody even worried about you at this point. like serious. But Aura, she stops time. Also, in these 2 episodes, only shows up twice. He only shows up shows up semi twice, and it's in the same timeline. So technically, it's only once. That's great. Why is only showing up like once every blue moon? Now you got Schwartz and Aura showing up twice. Well, no, Schwartz only showed up once, and then Aura showed up twice. But yeah, Aura shows up and restarts the ride watch, and another rider goes off, puts Tsuyomi to sleep, and then episode 8 soon begins with Tokiwan and Gates arguing again about what they should do and whatnot. Gates storms off again, and then he finds Kamen Rider Beast, and he asks if he could have Beast's his ride watches, and Beast doesn't even know. He tells him he doesn't even know why he has them. So until he's saying until he remembers, he's not giving it to him. So then Tokiwa finds Woz and asks him like, why is this happening? Because him and Gates come back together and figure out why is this happening. Why are these riders losing their memory and their powers? Why is this happening? As soon as they have they get the ride watch. Well, Woz explains that the minute the ride watch appears and another rider is created, they immediately lose their memory and power. And only way for them to regain their memory is if all the another riders are destroyed. Not just the specific one, a specific one, but all of them have to be destroyed. And it's just like, okay, well, this is going to be a very difficult time, because like the time jackers, they are not stopping until they find the right person to be the new king. So yeah, what else happened? But yeah, then they go into finding the another rider, which is very easy. Tokiwa finds Hyacinth in his timeline, and then Gaze goes back into 2012 and goes to find the same a different Hyacinth, and at the same time that made him the another rider. So but actually before that, he goes back to Beast, and they begin to semi-fight because of the fact that like freaking Tokiwa defeats the another rider wizard for the first time. So that regains a bit of Beast's memory. And once he remembers, he immediately goes into the attack against Gaze. And Gaze transforms over to see, and they go into this little fight until Beast stops him. It's like, okay, I just want to see what you would do if it came to me attacking you. So here, take this ride watch, and I'm just gonna go away. And he's just like, okay. So he goes back in time. He goes back in time to 2012, where gives him gives Hyacinth the ride watch, and he fights Hyacinth. Tokiwa fights Hyacinth again in his time period, and Woz is telling him that Gates has the Wizard Wide Watch. Let's just go back to 2012 and take care of that. And he's like, no, there's a reason why I need to be here. So he is basically trying to talk some sense into this timeline of Hyacinth, that he needs to tell the girl, his business partner, how he feels. And even though, you know, it'll probably come out the same way, it makes sense, you know, to at least tell her how he feels and whatnot. And that's what basically he makes sure is that the Hyacinth from that timeline tells the Hyacinth in the past that he has to basically nut up and just confess his feelings over the Five's phone. So it ends like that. Also, the rider armor for Wizard, I like it. I like it. It's just that the little metal tassels, it confused me just a bit because they're just there, they're just hanging down and whatnot. I don't know what to make of that, but it still looks cool. I'm not gonna lie. And the finisher where he just strengthens his foot and just kicks him, that was nice. I like that. Like these 2 episodes were nice to me. I really enjoyed them. So Tatsumi wakes up. Gates and her are sharing words that, you know, this may be a little more, he may be dealing with a little more dangerous thing than they imagine. And then we pawn to Woe's explaining what's getting ready to happen next, and then out of nowhere, we just see Dan Kuruto sitting in the chair, then just laughing maniacally and whatnot, and I'm just like, oh shit, we about to get an episode of Dan Kuruto. So yes, I'm actually excited to see episode 9 and hopefully 10 when it comes out. I think 10 has already come out. I'm not sure. I have to doubly make sure. But yeah, that is going to be this review for episode 7 through 8. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I enjoyed these 2 episodes. Because of these 2 episodes, like I said, I enjoyed Woe's even more. And whoo, I cannot wait till his driver belt comes out. I cannot wait. But with that, I'm going to get up out of here. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Share this video with like, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, as such. This has been the Ryo Sakurai, and I will most definitely see y'all next time. I'm out. Peace!